So I can, if with this in my mind, the woman that I'm going to marry is not the baddest chick I've ever dated, guaranteed.
Yeah.
The woman I want to marry today, if I had the opportunity, not the baddest chick I want, but is she the most filling? Does she project the aura? Is she one of my biggest supporters through thick and thin? Who's been there from the beginning to the end? Oh yeah, game winner. Have all my kids. A lot of the girls that I like find the most interesting are the ones that have a firm understanding of their scarring. Mm-hmm. And they're not afraid to show that they've been scarred when they are open and upfront. Like the dreaded question you'll always hear on these apps is, what are you looking for? Don't sigh at that question. That is a legitimate time for you to be open. If you are just looking to bump uglies with the person, say it. Just say it. Because
can I say this? So when you and I can say that, but and I think this is, even though it's 2020, 2021, I still feel like there's a lot of ladies who don't want to come off like a slower. So what they call dating, you and I both know, is just sex. Oh, I was dating this guy, then I was dating this other guy. No, you were smashing this dude. And then next week you were smashing other dude. Like, guys are not dumb. Like online, we know what a lot of this verbiage means. Just come out and say it, because if you're out here just looking for sex, it's a lot easier to find the sex you want. When guys know that you want sex, you're gonna get way more hits for sex if that's what you want, and you can pick from the guys that you want versus being clandestine and being kind of hiding and pretending like that's not what you want. You're gonna get a bunch of losers in your inbox and be pissed.
But also you can have high quality sex with
you. Absolutely can.
Like you can have high quality partners and just be like, because I'll use myself as that. There was a girl I dated when I was in DC that literally was like, the way she phrased it made me feel bad about the female complexity of this situation. I don't want to feel guilty for wanting you sexually. And I was just like, what do you mean? Well, we've had great dates and you're a nice guy and I feel like you want to have sex with me, but you as a man, understanding that you don't want to push this on the woman, you don't want to say it, but you also as a woman don't want to say it. But the way I broke it down was like, you're an adult. Like if I show up to work tomorrow and someone's like, oh, Heero, heard you had sex last night, I'm like, yeah, and I'd ask if your wife is interested too. Like I'm not going to sully myself to try and make you feel better. You deserve to be happy. You deserve the fucking moon, and once you get it, ask for Venus too.
Now, I don't know about that. We're gonna disagree on that. but you gotta earn. No one deserves it. They have to earn.
Yeah, but you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be happy.
So but only you can make yourself happy.
Yeah, go get the fucking moon. But when someone says that they can make you happy, you ask them for Venus, and if they shrug a little bit, then they're not the one. If they line up to go do the task, you've already earned your keep with that man. A man has no problem working hard for a woman. Zero.
Nope.
Zero. I enjoy my love language, physical touch and acts of service. Let me cook for you. I want to take you out. I want to show you off. You don't know how to dance? Follow my lead. I got you. Like, acts of service make me feel valuable to you. Mm-hmm. I want to feel valuable to you. I want your friends to giggle and snort when I walk by because you turn red. I love it. Mm-hmm. But I don't, and when that goes back to the thing, go back, enjoy the person you date. You shouldn't feel tense. You shouldn't feel pressure. Enjoy those first times, those awkward moments. Like somebody was telling me, like, I don't get butterflies anymore. And I'm like, why not? I'd be excited to talk to somebody, especially in 2020. Like, I have zero contact. So even more.
Question for you there. Was that a man or a woman that told you they don't get butterflies?
That was a man.
First of all, you're a grown man. You don't need butterflies. You have your brain. You have your
But I
brain to
but I
tell you.
think you should have butterflies. I still get butterflies when I meet a really nice girl.
Is I don't- so I don't want to say butterflies because I
That's the
think
only way I know
that
how to describe it.
no,
I don't.
it's just that initial, it's the adrenaline rush of initially meeting someone you're interested in, and
Yeah.
you just don't want to look like an idiot in front of them.
And that's it. I when I get that feeling, the thing that runs through my mind is don't say anything stupid. Don't say
Yeah.
anything like don't do anything dumb. Hey, don't say any random fact about Goku. Just keep it to
Yes.
yourself. Like,
Yeah.
did you know Vegeta's 5'5"? Like I
Yes.
just
No. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
just don't say anything. Like that's the feeling if I had to put it
Mm.
in an updated version. But I think you should feel excited. Like there's this notion of wanting
Excitement.
to
Yes.
to be a savage. Like, oh, you girl, who are you texting? Oh, I'm texting him. Really, girl? You sure are giving him a lot of attention. You're gonna be salty when he does it. Like, once again, I've had conversations with people where it was, oh, let's have a 15-minute coffee and we're closing out the shop. That is fucking amazing. Like when you're leaving your first date and you're like, damn, we out of time already. Like when you're sitting there, can we go to this bar that doesn't close till 2? It's like, oh, well, I don't want to keep you here. But in reality, fall in line, feeling it, live a little. It's literally your life. And at this point at this point in the game, it's you got to start playing for keeps. Every
Yeah.
shot you take has to be a meaningful shot because it was dating with a purpose at first. By now, and based on when you blossomed, I blossomed at 15, so I've had a lot more time to date with a purpose. But once you've figured out what you want to date, because at some point the way you look at your wife or the one you will eventually call wife is no longer a physical thing. It's an aura thing. And
Mm-hmm.
at that point, you want to start, once you start seeing more women with that aura show up in your lineup, you're going to want to start shooting to hit the fucking dagger. Like you want to nail the game winner shot because you just need the person that's going to feel you. You don't
Yep.
need the person that's going to make your homeboy say, oh, been there, done that, bro.
Nah.
The woman that will feel your heart is not going to be, I hesitate to say this, but I know this to be factual up until this point because I'm pretty sure the woman I plan on marrying, I've already met. So I can, if with this in my mind, the woman that I'm going to marry is not the baddest chick I've ever dated, guaranteed.
Yeah.
The woman I want to marry today, if I had the opportunity, not the baddest chick I want, but is she the most filling? Does she project the aura? Is she one of my biggest supporters through thick and thin? Who's been there from the beginning to the end? Oh yeah, game winner. Have all my kids. Have all my goods, all my bads. You can do it. But it's a situation. It's a timing. It's about personality. And once again, 2020 has been one hell of a year. So if you find anything of value and it happens to be another person, hold on to that shit.
Because okay, so I gotta ask you a question here because I think a lot of people listen, both male and female.
Mm-hmm.
Do they know what's valuable? Like, let's talk about a list of things out here. Is we're talking about long-term relationships. We're talking about potentially. I mean, you and I mean, I'm a married man. You want to be married, so we're talking about it from that perspective. We're not talking about hookups. I mean, what things should a woman on Hinge or Bumble or, well, I won't say Tinder because I think Hinge and Bumble are probably more, hey, I'm kind of trying to find someone to date. What things should they be looking for?
Ambition.
And how does a woman know what ambition looks like? If let's just say we got a 23-year-old, just finished college, just started her job, is a little busy, and you know she's paying off college debt, kind of I got my own place, so I got a roommate, I'm kind of doing the whole young professional thing. How do they know what ambition looks like?
It looks like they're hungry. They're always hungry. When the thing that kind of gives me a sigh face is when a woman sees me and here's my resume, because most women don't get my full resume up front. I've
You
learned that
can't.
I've learned that it's a little overwhelming when I just present like I am Heero, see me. It's a little bit intimidating, but I think women who see my resume and say, "Oh wow, you've done so much at a young age," and I'm looking at them like, "You're younger than me, and I already know the secret, so I can help you. I can get you there." Instead of you to look at me and be like, "Wow, there's something I can gain or something else I can give him." The One of the women I've talked to literally outright has a resume that's fucking fascinating to me, and I'm sitting here trying to think about like, and I did what I would hope a woman does to me. How can I get better or get better? How can we be better or how can you help me get better? Like, that is not selfish in a sense, as long as you understand and respect that hustle. There's nothing
Mhm.
wrong with you acknowledging and admiring some of that. Ambition is one. I think the second thing is you're looking for someone who's open with about their fallacies. If that a thing that looms over all millennials' heads, if you got it, debt. You need to
Mhm.
make sure that this person understands financial literacy,
Yep.
because if you want to have a future with this person, the biggest hurdle after you fall in love isn't
It's
going to
money.
be isn't going to be, oh, it's a sex bomb or when are we gonna have kids. Is can y'all afford a life with each other? And
Yeah. That's an overlooked one, bro. Like
it
that
is
is
it
something
is
seriously overlooks.
I think
And I'll
some
share something personal about me
ooh
and Shawnee.
ooh
So when me and Shawnee first got together, this is like when we were official. This is like October 2012. Yeah, somewhere around in there. So um I had been living in Virginia like 4 months, and I wanted her to move to Virginia. She had lived there previously. She ended up doing that, and that was one of my personal uh, deal breakers. If she wasn't going to move there, then I wasn't going to propose to her. But she moved. Great. That box check. Second box was the money box. Um, and I'll just be personal. Me and Shawnee did not have sex till we got married for a reason, and I'll explain this to you. She moved to Virginia for me. That was one. She, we joined money. I was very adamant about that. Hey, listen, I had a cash gig, but I was taking my cash every week and putting it in a safe and locking it up there. And I had everything kind of divided out, in envelopes. This is my saving money. This is my charity money. This is my rent money. This is my bill money. This is my fund money. This is my investment money, and all, et cetera, et cetera. And we ended up. I said, hey, listen, we're gonna be together. We just need to go in on this money thing right now. She wasn't comfortable with it at first, but we talked about it enough. We went in, dude. Me and her. I mean, I was making $250 a week. She was making like $200 a week. We ended up saving like $4,000 in less than a year, just the two of us together. And we've always been all in on the money. But that was her way to see if I was going to be financially responsible, and my way to see that she was financially responsible. So, I mean, you got to know that the person you're with can hold down bills, knows how to turn on bills, knows how to pay them, knows how to save money, pay down debt, and invest into you guys' future. If you can't, sex can't be the thing that drives the relationship. Sex is the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. It is not the base. It's not the cake. It's not. It can't be. You have to build on the things that Hero's talking about. So anyway, ambition, financial literacy. What's next?
and I think the last one is you got to meet somebody at their level in the sense of education, because it then it draws to circles. if if I come from a medical background and you come from a construction background, you don't necessarily need a degree there because you own your own business, but in those circles you need to be able to relate. So like when I bring you into this world, how are you going to react? I'm not going to be sitting at a kickback with you and your high school friends on a Saturday night. That's not what I find professionally, not even professionally, but advantageous for our relationship. I don't need them to enjoy you. So I think you have to be able to meet your partner on a level from not even from like a education, so like in a general, like a social economical level. You guys have to be somewhere within the same range or be able to help with the graduated flow of going up. Never go down to meet your partner. You either bring them up or you all both on the same level.
Okay. Other things I think like ladies definitely should be looking for in a guy is the way they, beyond his pictures, how's he dressed? How's his facial expressions? Like what kind of mannerisms does this person show? Are they a freaking Chad, a Tyrone? Are they just here to drop off dick and dip out? Like, you can tell those things. If that's what you want, cool. But if you're looking for something, then you got to also know, back to what my man Heero said, whatever you give out is what you're going to get back. Like the hinge analogy. If you want a higher caliber guy, you have to appeal to those kinds of guys, and you got to make sure that you're in that position. And then the thing that Heero and I find to be absolutely important is, are you emotionally intelligent?
Intelligent, man.
Do you have your emotions in check? Have you gotten therapy? Do you have, again, we use it as a thing, do you have daddy issues? We're not mama's boys. We're grown men, live on our own, been on our own since we were 17, 18. Do you have unresolved issues that you have not gotten proper therapy counseling for? You need to go do that. You need to make sure
it really needs to be at the front of the list, because you can't move. You're literally stuck. Like, I can't. The most recent girl that I dated, we went on 2 dates and it crashed and burned when I just couldn't fathom it. And people think that because they work in a field where they are required to have emotional intelligence implies that they have somehow through osmosis acquired that skill set. You need someone to sit down and talk with you. As a person who has gone to see a therapist and had that therapist tell me how difficult is it always being on guard and having to be 4 steps ahead of yourself. And I was like, it's probably the most emotional thing. Like, I'm due for a collapse here any minute. And she was like, you're gonna benefit greatly when you have someone to just give you a safety net. Like, to be so afraid to walk a tightrope that you don't even look down is one thing, but to be brave enough to walk a tightrope while looking down is a whole nother feeling. So emotional intelligence, it can't be stated enough. Without it, all this is useless.
Yep.
All of this, you could be the finest. Beyonce got cheated on. Jay-Z didn't have the emotional intelligence to understand that he's literally cheating on $1 billion industry. And this is a fact. Not only worth your weight in gold, but you need to be able to carry it. Your weight, that weight is heavy. And I say this all the time to girls who always say, wow, how are you single? Because my love is heavy. My love will break your back if you are not prepared to carry it. Because my love doesn't just involve the good. It comes with the bad. You don't you got to love the hero that's going to be up and ready to move if some shit doesn't go down the way he wants it to, because he thinks he's got better out there. And if that's not something you want to do, cool. But guess what? If we're going to figure out how to make this thing work, what's the game plan?
Yep.
What's the game plan? But
yeah. I'm glad we had this conversation. I know this is probably going to end up being more than one video.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's going to be helpful. It's helpful for the guys to see, what they should be looking for, how they should be presenting themselves, but more so for the ladies, and especially the Black women. Hey, I'm gonna throw this out here, and this is an unsavory statistic, but a statistic nonetheless. 74% of Black women in this country are not married, that are of marriageable age are not married. And that to me is a problem. And Black men are getting married more than Black women are. And Black men are marrying outside of their race at twice the number that Black women are. So there's a lot of things, a lot of statistics that could potentially be a hindrance. But what Heero and I don't want is we want those statistics to change. Heero is a brother who's looking to marry his sister, straight up. So he's already put it out there. But again, you got to be hitting the mark just like he's got to be hitting the mark. You have an unwritten idea of what you expect from a guy. But as soon as a guy has standards for you, then we want to put a pejorative label on. Please don't put pejorative labels on Heero and I, because that's not what we're saying this stuff for. We're not here to bash you. We're not here to pull you down and make you feel bad. We want the statistics to change. We want to see us married, us having kids, us having a legacy. Really, this is what this is about. This is about actual legacy. And I know it means a lot to Heero. If you know who he is, if you know where he comes from, if you know his family background, then you should be able to understand where he's coming from when he says these things. If you don't know, then go down in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to educate you. And it's not being a jab.
It's like seriously,
this is like legit. I will, because then you'll have some context to understand why he's so passionate about what he's saying. So, with all that said, man, Heero, appreciate you giving us some background on the dating apps. I appreciate you giving me some lessons on how these things work, because I'm obviously ignorant. Thank God I'm ignorant of how they work. And I think for our identifiers out here, they definitely can use this information.
You know what? We might have to go ahead and bring a guest on from a female perspective, because I would definitely love to know what women are experiencing on this app.
Ooh, round two.
So we'll definitely put that in the comment section. Hey, we're not opposed to identifying with people, because that's what we're here to do on the booth. We try to identify with you as you identify with us. So hey, like, share, subscribe, put your comments in the description below. We try and go live once a week. So more likely it's going to be me and Eric, but hey, we going to go live once a week, and we get one episode up here every week, every day of the week. So there's content always flowing here. We appreciate you guys, the helpful and growth. If I have a sponsorship link, it'll be going here. If it doesn't, then this segment is absolutely nothing. But for what it's worth, we appreciate you guys joining us. Eric, where can they find us?
Right here on YouTube. That's where you need to be finding us. And you need to be sending everybody to YouTube. If you don't catch us on YouTube, then you can catch us on Twitch. And if we're not on Twitch, then I guess you can find us on Instagram. Facebook. I mean, but we're hanging out with Facebook. And we kind of haven't been super aggressive with Facebook, but I'm not going. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, YouTube. I live in the comment section. I like to be in the comment section. So again, to Heero's point, please go to Instagram. Our handles will be put up there. Our Twitch handle will be put up. YouTube, right here where you're watching us. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, set it to all so you can see all of our posts, and make sure you send this video to as many people as you can.
At least two. If you can't send it to two people, that's a problem. You got two friends. You're texting two people simultaneously right now. Send it to the person who you want to date as a hint on how you need to start. Ladies, I know 86% of the viewership are women. Ladies, send this to your boo. The one that ain't acting right, that could have been getting right now, send it to him. Let him need to be a little bit more. He need to be able to identify. He needs to be an identifier. Ladies, don't date him if he's not an identifier. I'm putting it on there.
I'm with it. I second that.
If he's not an identifier, you can't date him.
Motion passed. Motion passed.
We're all on the Spotify's, the Anchors, the iTunes. Eric, we have our first 88 cents check from iTunes. How would you like me to send you your check?
Shoot, man. Let's reinvest it back into the podcast.
Okay. But thank you guys so much. We greatly appreciate it. It's been a blast. Please put on your goddamn mask, and hopefully 2021 is going better for you.
Oh man, hopefully it will. No, 2021 will be better.
It will be. It has to be. For the love of everything. No man.
Seems like
all right.
Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down and we can catch the vibes.